listening to precept on precept. Captain Shim break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept. Captain Shim break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate when we you listening to precept on precept. Captain Shim break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to precept on precept.
We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Welcome to another edition of tonight's Precept Upon Precept. We are your host. My name is Captain Shim.
Officer Matt.
Officer Mikael.
Officer Micah.
And look, tonight we got a hot show. Everybody know what's going on in the press. Everybody knows what's going on with our brother. That's right, our brother, Kyrie. Okay, we see what's going on in the world. Okay, so let's take a look at the, can we look at the thumbnail real quick? Then we're going to go to Watchman Report. Because, so let's take a number one, Kyrie rocking the beard, okay, the godly beard. All praise to the Lord. So this is, really we had, tonight's show was going to based upon four fronts of Esau, and I'm going to get to that a little bit later on. But because of the recent news and just really today, Kyrie Irving, who is I don't know if he's a former, but he was a vice president of the Players Association. So this guy is an extremely intelligent man who the players see as a leader. That's why he was on the Players Association to represent them in different things that have to do with the league. So he's a brilliant, bright guy. He's an incredible basketball player. And the reason why they fear him is because he have influence to change the minds of little black boys. That's why they're so afraid of him, just like Kanye West. Kyrie Irving, modern-day lynching, while Esau sits on four fronts. So we're going to come right back to that. We're going to try to get everything in today. It's probably not going to get everything in, but we're going to try to fly through. So with that, let's take it back to Officer Micah in the Watchman Report. We're going to fly through tonight, you all.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Let's go ahead and get into it. I want to hold up a great show. Let's roll. First article, please. Officials, Saudis tell U.S. that Iran may attack the kingdom. So, hey, I advise y'all to go read this. Check it out. Check it out. Things are getting crazy out there. Next article. 14 people shot, including 3 children in East Garfield Park. All right, Chicago is still getting out of hand. So, nothing changed. Just keep our people in prayer out there. Next article. Final destruction. Russia threatens Norway with ugly fallout. All right. So, Putin ain't playing. All right, next article. Russian turns to fellow outcasts, North Korea and Iran, for help with flattering war effort. Just scroll down real quick and show them the picture. Look how cozy they are. Yep. Keep playing with them. Next article. Skip. If you can't get it, skip it. All right, I already read that one. That concludes the Watchman Report.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. I want to start. This is the question that they're afraid of people taking a look at. Do me a favor, and this is to tech team. We threw a lot of them in the last hour, so we're going to work with them, of course. There's a thing, there's a brother with an American flag upside down. It's called Irving is right. It's got a picture of Kyrie with some fire eyes. I want the first 1 minute of that. It says, Irving is right, YouTube video. And the question is, what's such a big deal about what Kyrie said? That's what people are going to say. Well, let me go check this movie out in this book series that everyone's calling anti-Semitic. This is what they're afraid of, and it's already too late. They can't stop it. What they're doing is they're making it worse. You sit there and put his name and all this, what he said, and now people are saying, okay, well, what did he say? What is so anti-Semitic about this tweet? That it's going to make more people look, and the Lord's going to use all of that to bring more people to this truth. That's exactly what's happening. I know a lot of us might seem, you see your brother getting destroyed in the press. You see Kanye got destroyed. You see how we could march with, a multitude of men in one of the worst blocks, in one of the worst areas of the worst city, and we don't make any type of nothing. So don't get discouraged. The Lord is behind all. And tonight we're going to edify. We're going to pray the Lord. We're going to edify you. We got a lot. So I want to keep it short. First 1 minute, please.
Irving is right.
So look, this guy, it's not so much about this guy, the amazing Lucas, and the American flag upside down. I don't subscribe to this, but what I do subscribe to is what he's about to say. If he has about 35,000 views for this video, if he is thinking this, what are other Black, Hispanic, and Native and the diaspora, what are they going to say? Furthermore, what are other white kids going to say? Because they love Kanye. Well, let me just find out a little bit more. Okay, play.
Oh, my goodness. So there seemed to be some backlash that is happening to Irving due to a tweet he posted in regards to a film, Hebrews to Negroes, The Message, Wake Up Black America. Now, how this is being portrayed as you guessed it, anti-Semitism, which is pretty much a blanket statement for what it seems for any type of criticism or speculation in regards to...
Pause real quick, and don't put the camera on me, please. So we had last week a so-called rabbi that went in and started to tell on his own people about how they were in Berlin. They were, if you caught last week's show, they were the moral degradation of that area, okay, of that time. He makes a statement that anytime you criticize Jewish people, they label you anti-Semitism. When Bishop Daniel had a class, we played a clip of a white lady in his Germany broadcast that said, we use it as a trick. Anytime somebody says that to us, we use it as a trick. So Jewish people will even tell you that it's a blanket statement to avoid criticism. So that's on record. It's on clearly by Jewish people saying that, not us. Play on.
Anti-Semitism, which is pretty much a blanket statement for what it seems for any type of criticism or speculation in regards to the Jewish people. Now, to be honest with you, I haven't seen the film.
Stop! That's all I need. So the brother says, to be honest with you, I haven't seen the film. And that's what a lot of people can say, well, yo, what's the big deal? I haven't seen the film. Watch what he said next. This is something subtle.
To check out the film, I haven't seen it thus far. But from what I'm seeing when it comes to the criticism of him posting this, is that they all say it's anti-Semitism, but they haven't specified how it's anti-Semitism. From my understanding of the film, is that they're going to say that, black people are the real, Jewish people. Now, that in and of itself is not anti-Semitic. I have yet to come across someone explaining to me
now,
how this film...
So hear what he just said. He said, I have yet to have someone explain to me. So there's underlying questions that black people's mind are left with because it's not clear. Okay, they just expect you to go back to sleep. So if this guy is saying, what are other people going to say about this? So now, do me a favor, because we got to know a little bit about this Hebrews, Negroes to Hebrews. Click on IMBD. I don't know if you can play it because of copyright, but Hebrews to Negroes, it's a quick trailer. And what this brother did wrong, this is what he did wrong. He doesn't know his enemies. Anytime you, first of all, let me disclaimer, okay? Adolf Hitler is the damn devil the Bible speaks of. We don't condone what he did. George Bush is a damn demon. We don't condone what he did. So is in all the other Edomite presidents, and they have destroyed and enslaved and benefited from. So there's a disclaimer out the way, okay? But what we're going to show you, and it's biblical, okay? We're going to show you that where he made his mistake. Because anytime you try to give them something that shows something with Hitler in it, right, or anything, they'll use that, boom, everything's done, right? The wise move is to, I'm talking about this brother that created this show called Hebrews to Negroes, is to be wise as a serpent. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to play this real quick, and I'm going to show you why these so-called Jews, the Jewish, that's what they call themselves, why they're able to pigeonhole. Forget about the rest of the message that was very, very good. Take this one little thing, and now it's all bad. That's what they do, okay? Play that.
You never thought this day would come, and no, it is not a dream. It's very real.
Now, real quick, I'm sorry, I have to add a couple things. When you read about the name of the author is
Ronald Dalton Jr.
Thank you.
We spoke to him before.
Okay, Ronald Dalton Jr., he has a background where his parents grew up and they had, I'm just going to say it briefly, they had struggle with racism. They grew up during the Black Power movement. They grew up during the time when they saw racism in your face. So he comes from a background where his parents were very, very conscious of what's going on in what the history of black people. So he was raised in an environment where he wanted to know more. So this led him to, obviously listen to the Israelites, because you just don't come upon that discovery yourself. Somebody taught you, okay? Play on.
It is not a dream. It's very real.
So far, there's nothing at all that even as a so-called Jewish person would watch this. What's anti-Semitic about showing black people right thus far? We're going to carry on. Play on. Stop right there. Stop. Go back a little bit. I'm going to see these guys are, this is their kingdom. This is their kingdom. That's good right there. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Okay. Is that styling? Okay. Play, and as soon as you press play, I need you to keep pressing pause. So pause right there. Now, because of this right here, that's why they're able to label. Now, look, again, Adolf Hitler, what he did is he mass murdered a certain number of so-called Jewish people, which, murder is wrong in any way. I mean, actually, when you go back to the Old Testament, God allowed the Israelites to kill many people. When you just read about what we did, we destroyed nations. We came out of Egypt. So we had many wars where the Israelites destroyed their enemy. But nonetheless, because of this, now the whole thing is anti-Semitic. Like we're oppressing Jewish people. Well, Deacon Isaac just did a show earlier today that broadcast where he brought out records of Jewish people owning slaves and having plantations, which are facts. So it's not like what things that were said are not. It is true. But you have to be careful when you deal with, they control all the media outlets. And they control all sporting and all of that. So if you think you have a voice and you make tens of millions of dollars, you're going to either get canceled and you're going to go broke. You got to figure out another way to live. Or you're going to have to get your ass broken down and demasculated. We're going to get that in a minute. Read on. Play on. And then they show Jewish people, which they are, some of these customs that they do are not biblical, okay, that they showed them. So those two things about Adolf Hitler. Now, by the way, just to be clear, in college, you could take classes. I took a class called The History of Modern Germany. where I learned all about Adolf Hitler. So I guess my college professor's anti-Semitic, and the university that I went to is because it's history. It's a dark history for the Jewish people. But guess what? So isn't slavery for us. So my point is that how many times do black people get criticized? Oh, don't talk about reparations. Don't talk about that. Do we say that's anti-Semitic? Oh, that's racist? This is two scenes, this and the other one, and now the whole thing message is wrong. That's how powerful these people are. That's why the dumb coon sucker, what's his name? The dude.
Which one? Charles Barkley?
Not Charles, but he's a
Shaq.
big, tall sucker. The brother named Charlemagne.
Oh,
that
yeah,
brother
yeah.
listen, that dude is a modern, he will sell his mother out. That dude is a sellout, but he's a smart sellout. He said, look, I'm even nervous even speaking about this right now. I don't even want to have this conversation because I know how powerful Jewish is. So he got his reward for this kingdom. Charlemagne, I hope you get mad money, brother, because you're going to join everything you got now. Because unless you repent, the Lord going to destroy you. You're going to destroy you, bro. No backbone having, won't even stand for your brothers. All you coward brothers, the Lord going to deal with you. You're going to let these brothers get lynched and not stand up. You're too scared to lose what you have. What happened to the drive that you had that got you out the ghetto? You lost it? Yeah, you lost it. Too afraid. Play on. Now, pause real quick. The reason why that it's great, the message that this brother's saying, but what he's failing, let's see if you at home can get this. There's one thing, and it's the most, that he's lacking right here. What is he not using? He's not using the words of the Lord. So he's bringing out all this history, which I understand in his own way. He's gonna lead people to the words of the Lord. But the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We have to use the scriptures to fight. That's the difference. A lot of these brothers who direct films, what they're saying is not totally inaccurate. A lot of it is the truth. But you have to back up with the Bible. That's where the power comes in. Now, I need to
That's actually what we told the brother before. We spoke to him several times.
All praises.
A couple years ago. You know, it got a little heated. But what he does have correct is that we are the Israelites, and that's going to make a lot of people go on their journey to finding out who we really are. Just like us. A lot of us, like 2012, 2013, we came in watching conspiracy theory stuff. And those conspiracy theories led us to watching camp videos, and then we came across IUIC. Boom, we've been a part of it ever since. So this is nothing but another stepping stone for people to come into the truth.
That's right. Hey, do me a favor. Yeah, I'm going to show you how slick this is. Go to Wikipedia real quick, and I want you to type in Ronald Dalton Jr. Because I said, maybe because I'm out in the rural area, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't find anything on Ronald Dalton Jr. Wikipedia has everybody, right? This guy is all over the news. It's just such a power. Why can't we read more about this guy? If you could find it, all praises, because I looked and I looked and looked. I couldn't find anything. Ronald Dalton Jr. Okay, so do me a favor. I'm going to go back to a bread and butter scripture that is very, very, very important. Give me Job 9:24. If you cannot see, black man, black woman, Latin woman, that these people run the earth. Amen. Let's think about Kyrie Irving. You're not talking, listen, he's not a scrub. He's an elite, one of the champion, one of the best basketball players, point guards, or what is he, shooting guard, whatever he is, point guard, meaning he's what they call a floor general. That's what they call them. In all of the NBA, in the history of the NBA, he's one of probably the top 25 point guards. Many people talk about him. Plus, he was a vice president of the Players Association. So not only is he very talented, and the point guard and a champion, an NBA champion, he's also in tune to labor relations and represents the team. So this is why it's so dangerous, because this nigger right here, I'm using in their mind, and this other, they'll never say it, he's too dangerous. He is smart and powerful athletically, just like Kanye. This is why they breaking both of these dudes, okay? And I pray that they continue to stand what they're able to do. Read that, please, Officer Micah.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24.
And let me know when y'all get it. I know we're throwing a lot at y'all. Come on.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
This earth is not controlled by the Israelites right now. The earth is controlled by the hands of the wicked. Bishop Nathaniel brought out, I believe it was on Shout Out Tuesday, along with some of the deacons brought out, is that the vast majority, now I don't need to put a percent, the vast majority of media, the media conglomerate, the forces are owned and operated by Jewish men. And that's not an unfair statement. That's not an anti-Semitic statement. That is a true statement. Let's say it's 87% or 98%. It doesn't matter. The vast majority, that's who runs these things. Let me ask you a question. Why is it now Kyrie is being threatened to lose his career on reposting a documentary from 2018? Why?
Hey,
he didn't write that movie.
He didn't even add commentary to it. He just shared it. It's just a share, like a picture. That's it. He didn't say like, black people, wake up. Look at your history.
Right.
They not the real Jews. We are. He didn't say nothing. He just reposted it. That's
so
it.
you got to understand something. These guys, so what happens if someone accidentally posts something where they're gonna get threatened to lose all this? This is why I'm telling you, these people they are the wicked that runs the earth. Okay? Check out Deacon Isaac. He did a premiere today, and I caught part of it. He brought out record after record how the Jewish so-called, they call themselves the Jewish, I'm just saying Jewish because that's what they called themselves, in slave plantation owners in South America, in the Caribbean, and they were plantation owners and they were financiers of much of the slave trade. These are records. This is, I'm logically, unemotionally saying these things. These are facts. Just like, for example, I'm holding a microphone in my hand. It's a fact. You can't change the fact that Donald Trump was the president. He was a president. The Jewish man owned slaves and financed much of the transatlantic slave. Those are facts. It's as simple as that. Okay? Yes. So, again, thank you, brother. See, Officer Hakim is in the background searching and searching for Ronald Dalton Jr., he's the guy. Why isn't everyone talking? I think he might have passed.
No, he's alive.
Is he alive?
Yes.
Because I saw some stuff that said he was passed. Now, so let's really think about this. This is the tweet of the documentary, which is a series of books, by the way, before that. Why don't we know about this guy? Why can't we learn about this guy? Can't you Wikipedia everything else? Why not him? Do you see there's a literal blockage on information? Y'all gotta see it. Y'all gotta see it. Thank you for searching for that.
Yeah, the only place you can find like information on him is IMDb.
Right. Yes. That's where I found. Now let's get. I want the first 5 minutes and 50 seconds. Listen, I pray it is going to take an act. It's going to take God's best of his best miracle to wake up a brother like the next brother. You got a brother named Charles Barkley, fierce basketball player back in the day. He married the devil. He married the white woman. And his daughter, who is an Israelite, very bright skin, his daughter is an Israelite. She married a Jewish man. You're going to hear some of the stupidest things that you ever heard out your mouth out of Charles Barkley on a regular basis. But it's amazing that the way that the rabbi and this other clown, Ernie, they're so happy to know that there's a dumbest black man in the history of America is saying what they want to say. It's amazing. We're going to watch this video. Y'all, it's just as simple as, and look, Charles Barkley, I pray you repent. It's going to take a lot for you because you got the enemy sleeping next to you. You just, brother, this guy.
Ari Spears did a funny joke about Charles Barkley, about how crazy he sound when he be commentating. That is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I might just go watch that just to hear the coonishness of the voice that he made him have.
Charles Barkley said the same thing. He's a great guy, great player. He just said, you know what he's going to see? Anyways, he's a predictable coon. All right, and the thing is, he's a big dude that probably can whoop somebody's ass, and that's why. And he, played strong basketball player. Anyways, nonetheless, maybe he'll repent. So here goes Charles Barkley in the steam room with Ernie, which looks very suspect.
Pause. That's a big cap. That's a big pause on that photo. I would not have approved that.
Well, they gave Charles a pink donut and a girl bracelet. Why Ernie doesn't have to have? Ernie got a cup of water and a bow tie. That's representing the man.
Yes.
Why Charles Barkley? Ernie got the bow tie. That's what men have, and I know Ernie wears bow ties. Charles got a pink damn donut in his freaking right hand and a bracelet. They effeminized this dude.
Yeah, see how his hand is flipped backwards? That's artistic expression. The white man, his hand is in his pocket. He has facial hair. He has the bow tie to show I'm the man. Charles Barkley has the pink ring in his hand, the hand flipped backwards, no facial hair. Artistic expression. They're doing that on purpose.
Now, and also if you look at it, if you flip it, Ernie on the right side and Charles is on the left. Charles is the sidekick. So now let's go ahead and play this. We have y'all sit through. I know it's gonna be hard to stomach it, but you're gonna get to see the white man smiles every time. The elite white men smile. They light up on the inside when you see a guy like Charles, because you know that they forefathers really, really did what they set out to do. Go ahead and play that.
We welcome you inside the steam room as season 4 continues.
Yes.
Ernie Johnson and Charles Barkley. Thanks for being with us today. We're going to be talking World Series.
Yes.
Dexter Fowler will be joining us a bit later.
Great player, great guy.
Yeah, good dude. But we're going to start with, first of all, and it's not the traditional first of all, here's a list of things.
Yeah.
Chuckster, and I think when this news started hitting, we were like, I knew this was going to be your first of all, but this whole Kyrie Irving situation that we've seen in Brooklyn.
Yeah. The Kanye West situation.
Yeah, and
obviously people know that my daughter's married to a Jewish guy.
Yeah.
So it's personal for me. And
pause real quick. He doesn't even know why. He in his personal, he's thinking that his daughter's husband is being victimized. His daughter's husband has got probably an 850 credit score. He's got all type of connections. He never have to worry about, even before he met Charles's family. He's always had it made. They got connections. They own businesses and they control complete, total corporations from top to bottom. What is he talking about?
Guaranteed he wasn't one of those hat-wearing Jewish people. He was just a regular white man. And then he found out later that he was Jewish.
Right. Not all the Jewish men wear the yarmulke, nor do they have the curls. And I'm not trying to make I don't even know what they call it. So the little twist curls, and they have the non-biblical, non-Torah fringes. They're not biblical fringes like the Native Americans carried with them when they came this side of the earth, and we have documentation of the way fringes are supposed to be worn. Plus, we have artifacts of the way they're supposed to be worn. Play on.
I just wanted to address it because it's like when something happened to a black person. I feel that anger and pain.
Now, pause real quick. Anybody else want to say something real quick? Because
I mean, when stuff happened to black people, it actually happens. We actually get murdered. We actually have leagues of people that are in the court systems to reread and retry a lot of black cases because black people have been put into prison falsely, have been put away for 15, 20, 25, 30 years, and they was innocent the entire time. Black people are getting murdered on television with either their own are killing them or police officers are killing them. Black people are redlined. Black people are told where they can and can't live. Black people are told where they can and can't go to school. If you say I hate black people, nobody's going to say anything. But if you say I hate Jewish people, the entire world uprises. Right. You don't have to do them anything. You could just speak it, and they just get all flustered and they don't know what to do with themselves. And now they got to attack your finances, your life. Why? Because they are in a position to do that. Black people don't. So when he say, oh, I feel that pain too. No, that's because you see it happen to us. You don't see nothing happen to them. It's a boogeyman. Right. With them people, it's a boogeyman. They just blow everything out of proportion and they say, oh, we were so afflicted and all this, that. And y'all own everything. Right. How are you afflicted?
There is no such thing as Jewish on Jewish crime. There's black on black crime. There's no such thing as a school to prison pipeline for Jewish people because they own almost every industry. They can build their own pipeline. They can do whatever. They can build their own schools. Matter of fact, when I grew up in Connecticut, they have separate Jewish schools. Okay, and in New York, the same thing. They have communities that they can isolate themselves and thrive economically, and many of them still get welfare and still get all the benefits of the social structure. They get these things.
In New Orleans, too, on St. Charles Street. Don't know if you've passed there before, but next time you do, on St. Charles and, the Jewish Community Center. It's on St. Charles. You ride down St. Charles like you're going towards Loyola University, and it's going to be on the left-hand side. It's a big, gated community center that black people are not allowed in. Black people are not allowed into this community center, nor is any other race allowed into this community center. They got their own stuff in New Orleans as well.
Real quick, if I may, why he didn't lead with any of this? Because Kyrie is saying something. Why not come on here and say, okay, McDonald's All-American, FIBA World Cup MVP, right. USA Basketball Male Athlete of the Year, NBA 3 contest champion, Rookie of the Year first team, Rookie of the Year second team, right. 50, 40, 90 club, two-time All-NBA All-NBA second team, NBA All-Star game MVP, 7 NBA All-Stars, NBA champion. Why Charles Barkley didn't lead with that? You just come on and just immediately start kicking the dude. It shows that he's a model employee. No. So why not say, hey, why don't we check out what he's saying see if there's some facts behind it? No, let's kick him down. You know why? Because he's freaking married to Brian Urlacher. You seen his wife? She looks terrible. Like Brian, like a freaking linebacker. He finds the worst looking Edomite, and now he don't understand. He can't go home and say, hey, you understand the plight of the black man in America? He's surrounded by the devil. He don't feel like he don't feel nothing that goes on in black America. Nothing. I'm done. I'm ranting.
No, and I'm gonna tell you something. That's a hell of a point, because if the show is about sports, and they said that it's not a sports person's place to speak about politics, to speak about religion, okay, so then dismiss it. Hey, we think he's wrong. Move on to all the sports things, just like you said. That makes no sense. But now we're gonna continue to let this do, because the point is at about 5 minutes. You're gonna hear. I'm telling you, man, Esau's slick, man. The way they do things, they're wise. They're very wise in the way that they plan their attack. Play on.
I wanted to talk to somebody, number one, Jewish, who's a lot smarter than us on this subject.
And by the way, this is not Charles Barkley's idea. Somebody, maybe it's his son-in-law, somebody put this idea in his mind. And he actually thinks I forgot to make the point earlier, he actually thinks that he's fighting for civil rights of Jewish people. No, they have not been oppressed in this country. And I don't care. Listen, if you are not going to acknowledge the fact of Kyrie Irving's people's history and how it is enormously worse than yours, why should I care about what happened to you? Now, did you go through the Holocaust? That's what the records say. Okay, fine. We're not going to deny that part of that. But what about the other 15 to 25 times, and it happened for not it from a certain decade? How about hundreds and hundreds of years? They don't acknowledge Kyrie Irving's history of Bill Russell. Why don't we talk to Bill Russell? Let's get Bill Russell's opinion. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Let's get these older brothers who actually could not go into restaurants. They couldn't go into restaurants. They couldn't play at certain arenas. Y'all don't understand. And this is why I'm telling you, man, the Lord is going to bring judgment to all of these guys like this that don't repent. These guys here, they're trying to destroy this man's livelihood. And there's going to be a judgment for what these men are doing. Play on.
You're a rabbi, and you says, I got a great one.
I got your guy, yeah, because I was on his podcast, Rabbi Erez Sherman from Sinai Temple in Los Angeles. The Rabbi on the Sidelines is his podcast, and we had a wonderful conversation, really deep into a lot of things, and it was just awesome. And so when you said, you know what, we need to talk to a rabbi about this, he was the perfect choice. So we welcome him to the steam room. Rabbi, thank you.
I got to pause.
Appreciate you on
Mike
short notice making
earlier.
time.
That's important. Okay, it's not if you're trying to judge a matter or get the whole understanding. Okay, you want to bring a rabbi that represents Jewish, right? Kyrie Irving is a high accolade, high performer continuously, and he's the Lee's a smart guy on the Players Association. Why not bring someone of authority on that could speak for him? Well, then you could get the understanding out in the open so that what's all this and give the true understanding. They'll never do that because it's one-sided. It's a push to silence anybody that criticize. And it's not even a criticism. He reposted a tweet of a movie that was made 4 years ago. What do you mean? Why isn't Ronald Dalton Jr.? Why not bring him on? He's the director of the movie. Shouldn't we talk to him? Then blame him. Why not bring him on and blame him? Why? Blame Kyrie. Because you know why? Because Kyrie's that nigga in the field who is being rebellious right now. You gotta whip your niggers back and shit. And I gotta say it like this because if you don't think that their forefathers talked just like this, and now in their white guilt, we don't use those words anymore. They do the same exact thing. They just use different words. They're lynching this guy in public, and I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it tonight. Play on.
The perfect choice. So we welcome him to the steam room. Rabbi, thank you. Appreciate you on short notice making time for us. We really do appreciate it.
My question is, have you seen this movie?
We're talking Hebrews to Negroes Wake Up Black America is the documentary, and that's the link to that.
Quick. Already, remember, this show is called, was it Steam Room? This is an offshoot of the show that they call Inside of the NBA. I used to watch it like 20 years ago, whatever. It's been on a long time. Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny, the Jet, Smith, all these guys that are former great players. The fact that Ernie is reading that, Hebrews to Negroes, black people who might be smoking weed or doing something, what he just said, Hebrews, after they come down off the high, after they get drinking the beer, the Lord going to put it in the spirits he need to. Look that up. Find out what that means. And I'm telling you, they made the mistake by even saying that. They don't know what they did. Because there's an old saying, bad press. What's the saying?
There's
All
no such
press
thing
is-
as bad press.
There's no such thing as bad press. Because now, if Kyrie Irving was such insignificant, and what he's saying is significant, why are you talking about it on this show? If he's why? Because you know it's done damage and you're trying to clean it up. But the Lord is behind all the scenes. Play on. I got to move on.
Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America is the documentary, and that's the link to that is what Kyrie put on social media last week, and certainly anti-Semitic in its content, and then Kyrie trying to defend that and saying he's not. But to Chuck's point,
This is why, if Kyrie, and I'll say this, Kyrie's he know he Israel, right? But imagine if he had shared a video such as one of, say, Bishop Nathaniel, Message to the Black Men, or something where it didn't have anything that the Jewish population could label anti-Semitic. Something, message to some sort of video, or a truth shall make you free, where he goes into Deuteronomy 20, something like that, where you cannot box him in. This is where these celebrities need to learn what they can do in the background. Sometimes it's better that they don't say anything and wait for instructions of a board of older brothers. Like we had that old brother last week, the professor. He knew how to deal. He knew how to talk, okay? Who can advise you? Because Kyrie and them is like in their 30s. Kanye's like maybe 40-something. They're young men. Hey, listen. They need they need their own brothers to help them. You shouldn't do that right now. Listen, do this. Tell you what, you should sit back right now, share these videos let me screen these videos and make sure they can't box you or anything. Share this, because the message could still get out. This is what you're going to do. You're going to lay low for 6 months. He needs men like that around him, guiding him. Okay? Mikhail.
Cap, he said this movie is anti-Semitic.
Right.
I want to post the definition of Semitic.
Right.
Let's get that definition real quick, if you can. I sent y'all the screenshot. It's gonna be
right. And Mikhail, go into.
They can't get around this. They can't get around.
Go into, just while we wait for that, go into the origin of the word Semitic and where it comes from, and where in the Bible we can read about that.
Genesis
just
chapter 10.
Just so they know.
Genesis chapter 10.
Genesis chapter 10, but it's also in First Chronicles.
Yep.
It goes into the children of Shem, because remember Noah had 3 sons. He had Japheth, Ham, Japheth, and Shem. Mm-hmm. Shem, when they say Semitic, they're talking about Shemitic. So there are many lines that come from Shem, including Jacob, which became Israel. So when you say it is a broad label that is, a Chinese man can say, if I say anything against Taiwan, they can say you're anti-Semitic. If I say something against the Arabs, they can say that's anti. Why don't they do that? Are the Edomites from Shem? Yes, they are. That means anybody that criticizes any of Shem's children or Sem, they're anti-Semitic. That's why you're going to get people asking, what does they really mean? But I don't understand. It's too ambiguous. It's too vague. That's how the Most High God is going to use that for the truth. You can do nothing against this truth. You can't. The Lord, it's already out the bag. All you can do is try to slow it down. You got it from Officer Mikhail?
Semitic, adjective, definition of Semitic, entry 1 of 2, of relating to or constituting a subfamily of the Afro-Asiatic language family that includes Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, and Amharic, of relating to or characteristics of the Semites.
So that last one that says Jewish, we know that's talking about Esau, but it says of the Afro-Asiatic language group. So that would go all the way back to Phoenician, which is where the Hebrew language comes from. So anybody that speaks a Hebrew language, which would be the so-called African Americans, the Spanish, and the Native Americans, it's also Esau. So Kyrie Irving posting this video that says, from Hebrews to Negroes, by definition, that cannot be anti-Semitic.
Now, real quick, do you have that, Officer Micah? Do you have that? Get me first, is it First Chronicles? Let me see something. I don't have it in my notes. Yes, give me the sons of Shem. Because again, for those of you watching, to get an understanding, you got to ask yourself, why? Why are they saying anti-Semitic and not going into making you all understand? Anti-Semitic means if you don't like Chinese people, you can make the label, I don't like Chinese food. Your people's food, that's anti-Semitic if you want to make an argument for that. If the Arabs, you say, you know what? I don't like the fact that whatever the case may be, with something Arabic, I don't like the way that they they try to control the oil industry. What is it? The hell's it called? OPEC, right? If you say those Arabs are controlling OPEC, anti-Semitism, they could say that. They're from Shem or Sem, as the dictionary says it. Okay, they left out the letter H. Okay, read that, please.
The book of First Chronicles, chapter 1, verse 17.
We are running out of time. Come on.
The sons of Shem.
The sons of who?
The sons of Shem.
Take the H out of it, y'all. Read.
Elam and Ashur.
Now, I want y'all to go and check out, Bishop Nathaniel did a video on a radio and broadcast in Germany called Anti-Semitism. Y'all Google that in YouTube and go watch it. Bishop Nathaniel, the first 20 minutes or so, he breaks it down crystal clear. I don't need to do that. It's already done better than I could ever do. Go watch that. Matter of fact, if you can get the link, I want us to, if we can just post it on the screen. It was a radio show Bishop did in Germany. Okay.
Hey, Cap, what's crazy is, first off, 2 points. They want to talk about anti-Semitism. The war in Iraq, Operation Iraqi Freedom, that was anti-Semitism. It was an anti-Semitic war because those people come from Sem.
Right.
2, does anybody remember 6 years ago Kyrie Irving having a No Black Girls Allowed yacht party? Heard about that?
That's anti-Semitic.
That's anti-Semitic. Why wasn't he on First Take? Why wasn't he on Skip and Shannon? Why wasn't he on any of the ESPN shows for having a No Black Girls Allowed yacht party 6 years ago? Why wasn't that called anti-Semitic? But all he did, according to what Amalek just said, he shared a link, an Amazon link to a movie, and they on his head. Why? When he was in niggerdom, doing all God knows what, they had no issues, had no problems.
Right.
But now he's turned over, become aware of who he is, and now just shared a link to a movie, and now he's getting drugged through the media and just got suspended.
So look, man, Kyrie, all I can say is this, brother, is that if you don't know you're an Israelite now and you can see them curses coming alive, brother, you need to get around some brothers, and I'm not saying where to go. Okay, the truth is being taught here. You need to get around men that are going to guide you, can advise you, and sometimes it's better, Kyrie, to say less, brother. But what you're doing, what you stand with, when you come with the biblical points, you and the brother Kanye, we're going to stand with that. Those points, because that's the truth. We are the Israelites. We have been sold to the land in the hands of our enemies because we broke God's commandments. In our waking up, in our awakening in the lands of our enemies, we must return to the one true God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and keep his commandments as the Israelites. That's the message. You brothers who make billions of dollars, you can do a lot more behind the scenes. Now look, the Lord had you do that for a reason. So everything is of the Lord. When you read in Isaiah, he declared the end things from the beginning. He's using you brothers. I pray that y'all repent and hold fast, hold the line, okay? And don't, now, what they're trying to do is they're trying to break you. They're trying to break, and they're literally lynching you in front of everybody. A modern day public exhibition, okay? Okay, now, yes, sir, please give me that. Now, this is the link. I want everybody to go. One thing I realize, man, is that when something is already done to perfection, go watch the first 20 minutes of this show. Bishop goes into about anti-Semitism, what it is, and he breaks it down perfect with the scriptures. So watch that. Okay, thank you for posting that. Do me a favor. We're going to fly right on. I want you to get me the article that says CBS Sports. The authors of this article are calling for the public lynching. What gives you the right as an article to call into question what is the punishment going to be for this man? He's on trial with no jury. He's on trial in the public. The same way they did. Now, Bill Cosby did some things that were wrong, okay? But that's what they do to black men. They put them on trial. But then the white man, Brett Favre, can scheme welfare. I forget what he did.
He stole millions of dollars of welfare and used it for a volleyball stadium. Meanwhile, a black woman did the same exact thing, stole just a few $1,000s of welfare, and she is going to jail.
So the point is that it's hypocrisy. When white men do things, in a general, they're not ran through the ringer like our brothers are. You know? So you got that? Okay, please post that. We're going to be quick. All right, here's a call for the cancellation and breaking that slave who wants to step out of line. So, hey, NBA, Brooklyn Nets, NBPA, which, by the way, Kyrie was one of the leaders of. Adam Silver, he is the, what is he? Not the CEO, commissioner of the entire NBA. Where's the punishment for Kyrie Irving? You see how he's trying to band everybody together, saying there's an open-ended question. You're not stripping this guy. You're not taking away his livelihood. So I just wanted the headline. I'm showing you CBS, okay, Caucasian broadcast system, whatever it is, Bishop say. That right there is what by Bill Ryder. This is what the writers do. And this is who Kyrie's dealing with when these journalists behind the scenes. They're literally bullying him. They're trying to create something that's not even there because he shared a tweet. He didn't write that movie. The guy that wrote the movie, why isn't he in question? His name has been brought up one time just to introduce who that was from. Okay, who made the movie? Documentary, rather. Now, go to the next one. I want the Hebrews to Negroes wake up. I got that already. Get me the first 1 minute of the YouTube, the process of buck breaking. Now, what is buck breaking? What is it? Well, in summation, what it was is Willie Lynch wrote about it. You have to take the strongest, most dominant leader that had leadership qualities that people would have, he would have influence and people respected him. And you would emasculate him by putting him in a situation where he was very vulnerable. They would abuse him physically, mentally, psychologically, and even sexually in front of all the other men and the women. So what it would do is make you lose confidence in that man just by default. And then the person that's inflicting that's who you will have your following with out of fear, okay? So that's what they're doing with Kanye and any black man that doesn't, it's not a criticism. They're sharing their truths. Now, they're stupid as hell to be putting the thing with Hitler in there because that you don't know your enemy, okay? You got to keep things biblical, and you got to keep things when you're putting the message out on these big. Kanye's been a little wise the way he uses words lately. Play.
What's up, man? This your big brother, K. Reno. Look, I want to talk about the centuries-old art of buck breaking. For those of y'all who might not know what buck breaking is, it's a practice.
This guy is somebody that is not a typical, he's not going to make it on CNN. He's what you call a regular working class gentleman. I think he wrote that book. He wrote Life Lessons. So, but he's not really renowned that I know of. But what he says is profound in the first minute. You're going to find out what he says is just, it's the best way to explain it. So let's play.
Buck breaking. And for those of y'all who might not know what buck breaking is, it's a practice that goes all the way back to slavery, where the slave master would take the biggest, strongest male slaves, the one that may have been the most forceful, the most rebellious, the most dominant, and they would go through a process where they would try to break him down physically, break him down mentally. And the reason why they would do this, because they didn't want the leader exercising his influence or power over the others.
That's all I wanted. They don't want the leader to influence his power. Buck breaking back in the day was physically and more hands-on. Psychologically, they're buck breaking. Spiritually, they're trying to buck break these brothers like a Kyrie, like a Kanye, like anybody else who has made money in this man's entertainment, whether it be sports, whether it be music, whether it be film industry, that is controlled, mostly factual, what I just said, by Jewish people. This is a cell phone that can make a call and I can watch a YouTube video on it. I just said a fact. Most media, if not all of it, is controlled and operated by white Jewish Caucasians. That's nothing anti-Semitic about it. Just for example, most Chinese restaurants are owned by Chinese people. That's a fact. Now, there might be an Arab or two that owns it, but I didn't say anything anti-Semitic. Now, the Chinese people can say it's anti-Semitic because they are from Shem, or they're Semitic, right? So do you see how I'm just trying to be very, very simple with the words, okay? Is that it on the buck breaking? Do me a favor. I'm almost done. We're going to move on to the next thing real quick, and we're going to fly. Get me the Encyclopedia Britannica. I'm going to show you that Kanye's being lynched, that Kyrie's being lynched. And I'm going to tell you how they're being lynched. And it's not the lynching that, no one actually strung him up. No one actually is killing him. Well, they are in a way. We're going to show you. Give me that definition of Encyclopedia Britannica. I'm talking fast tonight, y'all.
Lynching, mob violence.
Now, stop real quick. Because what we always do is think that violence is always physical. Most of the time it is. Can you pause that? Get me the definition of the word violence. Okay? I think I did post it. Violence. Yeah, you could open it up, or I could read it while we wait. So the definition of violence, and then when you get the other one, you might have a better one than me, right? It says the use, listen real good, y'all at home, the use of physical force or power. So it can be physical force or it can be power. And the power today is the control of Kyrie's economic situation, his livelihood. That's power today. Who has the power? Is it the Sudanese that are oppressing Kyrie right now? Are they being violent? No, not at all. So here we go. The use of physical force, the word or separates, or power, threatened or actual. So if you're threatening his entire existence, meaning he's no longer can be in the NBA, he's one of the best to ever play the game. He's so intelligent that the players voted him to be a vice president of the league to represent players. This is not a bench dude. So you see that this is violence. They're using their power to threaten him. And now the actual is he already had to pay $250,000. And he's been suspended for 5 games, which I think it's going to be over. I don't know exactly how much. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars he will lose in addition to the $250,000 that he has to donate, him and the Brooklyn Nets, to some organization. Think about that. Let's read it again. Read it again, Micah, please.
Acts of violence means the use of physical force or power.
Physical force or power. It doesn't say physical power, it's power. Power, control. Who has power? The people that are fining him. The people that are writing these things to what? Why aren't you doing something? To put pressure socially. Now they're acting on the violence. They're acting on the threats of the power. This is, Kyrie is being lynched. Read it again.
The use of physical force or power, threatened or actual.
Threatened or actual. Threatened or actual, the use of power. Read on.
That either results in or has a high likelihood of resulting in injury.
Most of the times, we in Babylon, America, oh, he got his nose punched in or something, bloody lips. That is an act of violence. It is. Resulting in injury, death, and sometimes it could be real bad, like this stampedes or something happens, or you can get killed, right? In a war, soldiers, there's violence. But let's look at that other one.
Psychological harm.
Psychological harm. Psychological harm. What you think is going through these brothers' minds? All this stuff that they work through. Then you get, like I said, Charles Barkley. The Lord got something for you, bro. You get a Charles Barkley, who is, at his time, he's like the alpha guy. Shaquille O'Neal is the most dominant player that ever played the game. They're both dogging Kyrie out. They're talking about Kanye West as well. The biggest, strongest, most popular, and you use them to beat the one that steps out of line. And you brothers are not going to stand up and fight for your brother. This is why we know that we the Israelites, we got no power, no might in our hand. Okay? Read on.
Or property damage.
And what does that mean, property damage? Well, when you lose millions of dollars, guess what happens? You lose the potential to earn and you lose your property. What happens if he never could play in the game again? How is he going to earn it? What if he's now he can't even get a job anywhere because, oh no, your answer is we're not going to hire you. These people are trying to destroy him. This is why listen. Black men, if all black men came together, and I'm talking about carnally, you all put your money together and form your own league. Refuse to act in these movies. Refuse to do these things. Create your own power. You get this black billionaires. It's just that you're too scared. You're too scared to stand together. And the reason why it will never work is because you can't even agree on moral values. That's why the only thing for black people to win is through the Israelites, through keeping of God's commandments and applying his laws. That's the only way we ever going to do anything together. Okay? Go back to that real quick. We moving quick, I know. Okay, so we're going to read it one more time.
The use of physical force or power, threatened or actual.
The use of physical force or power, or power. Power is a loose term. What's power? If you share a tweet, you didn't write the movie, you share a tweet, and it's hey, this looks like it's good. Now, because of that, you find $250,000. You put pressure on, you keep getting harassed by reporters who are trying to spin your words. That's the threat of power. That is violence. Y'all got to see what it is. Now, give me the definition of torture. I'm telling you, man, I'm going to say this. These brothers are being tortured in the public. That's what's going on. These are black men, and yes, they're not as polished as someone like a deacon, a bishop of IUIC would be. But look, they're doing what they think is right, and the Lord is behind it. This is what torture means, and I'm telling you right now, the Lord is the king of terrors. That's why we're not worried. We just got to keep these commandments. We might never have nice cars, never have nice houses, never have the money that even the small-time guys that do commercials for soap commercials, we might not have any of that. But we know in the end, we're going to have many mansions. We're going to have much power and glory. So that's what we stand on. Now, look at torture. Read.
Torture, the action of practice of inflicting severe pain or suffering on someone.
Stop. So it can be physical pain. The severe pain could also be traumatic, psychological pain. But or suffering. You don't think you suffer when, because of a tweet you post, you get suspended for 5 days and there's over $1 million you lost? You don't know what that brother has going on in his life. That's maybe he has tens of millions of dollars. Maybe that's a drop in the bucket. But guess what? After that comes the next fine and the next one. He actually had to sit out a lot of games because of the COVID-19. You don't think he might be hurting?
That's how he ran across Hebrews and Negroes, because he had a lot of time on his hands.
Right.
That's how a lot of our people started finding the truth, because they was inside, didn't have nothing to do.
Right. Right. That's a hell of a point. And the Lord, Esau created all this stuff. Deacon Malachi taught a class about, and the Wisdom of Solomon talks about something about beasts, how they genetically engineer these diseases. Zoonosis. Well, guess what? The Lord turned that, and he's made more and more people wake up. Now, so Kyrie is being tortured. Kanye is being tortured. Tortured. Not the torture that you're used to, medieval style of torture. Read it again.
The action or practice of inflicting severe pain.
Come on.
Or suffering.
Come on.
On someone as a punishment.
So we just read the article of this reporter that says, when is going to be his punishment? David Silver, the NBA, they're calling for his torture in public. They're calling for a lynching. Y'all got to see this, man. That's why Erykah Badu, shout out Erykah Badu, this is y'all sister. She said, I'm glad Kanye's standing up for his people, and I'm glad Kanye's standing up for himself. Just her saying that alone drew attention to that. Just her saying that. Where there are other black men who are power, influence, and things like that, why aren't you standing up for your brother, our brother? You know why? Because you don't got no power and influence. Everything you have, they allowed you to keep. Real brothers, if y'all really had the mind to come out of this and you was pro-black, y'all would, if you had 20 brothers and all had $1 million, and you put that money, sit back and invest, watch it grow, and don't tell nobody what you're doing. That would turn to tens of millions, which would turn to billions and billions of dollars. Now you could create your own economies and your own industries. But because you cannot stand together, you will always let your covetousness and your fear of losing things separate you. Go ahead.
That's exactly it, Cap. They scared of losing their commercial deals with the General and Icy Hot and Ring Alarms and Old Spice or whatever else they doing. You sit up there on national television and you call another black man an idiot. All while Ernie Johnson is sitting right there, right, egging you on. Exactly. You call this man an idiot. You talk down. You try to destroy this man.
That's right.
And all he did was tell you that you the Jews, you God's chosen people, you special. And you gonna call him an idiot?
Hey, and it's the thing. Officer Matthew brought it up early. All he did is repost a tweet. That's all he did. It's not like he sat there and said, I agree with Hitler. He didn't say none of that. Matter of fact, how do we know that maybe it was just one part of it that he liked? He might have liked the part that, hey, we're waking up and, hey, we come from Africa, our struggle, the truth. Why think that he's just talking about that part of the video? You see how this show, they control everything. They run the earth. And those of you who understand this truth, you can see. Now, I'm going to, real quick, we had any more on Kyrie? I don't want to miss anything. Kyrie's out there right now. And you know what? Kyrie, all I say is this, bro, is that you're going to stand in your square and stand for what you believe. Or if you got to apologize, bro, if you're going to apologize, you're going to let them break you. Now, hey, if the riches of this world are more important to you, brother, you know, we can't teach you how to continue to stand up for yourself. But, you know, I pray the Lord give you the strength, brother, to keep these commandments and use God's words and seek counsel from men who have been in the truth. Not myself, I'm a junior guy. From the senior men who have decades and decades who might be able to help you. I'll say that. I'll say that. And, you know, that's what I would do if I was you, brother. Now, real quick, go now. We're going to go to commercial. Listen, tonight, and we're going to switch it up real quick. I'm going to show you what's going on. But while all this is going on with our brother, with Kanye last week and with Kyrie this week, listen, Esau has got his hands in 4 places right now that he's most out behind all of that. So stay with us. Stay with us, y'all.
It's IUIC TV for me.
It's IUIC TV for me.
Yo, witness reverse iconoclasm, painting pictures based off lost scriptures you couldn't fathom. Come time travel through ages of biblical pages, black images from the creations and revelations, creating black art that's abstract through holy contact to show on the
Shalom Israel, this is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Listen up, y'all. Check it out. We in the thumbnail. That was a powerful. Mikael comes up with some. He changes to the last minute. So there's our brother Kyrie. They call him a floor general. I believe he's still. They probably kicked him out now. Vice president of the Players Association in the NBA, and he is being lynched. He's being tortured, and he is the suffering from the collective societal violence that's being, if you look at the definition like we did earlier, but now we're going to change gears. And by the way, tomorrow the heavy hitters come on. You got your Book of the Fathers with Bishop Yawasop. You got Hammer Time, whoever's going to cover Deacon Lava Hammer Time. You got Fix Your Face, Deacon Abiel, the mighty Deacon Abiel. And you got the big dog, Deacon Asaph. And they're going to take this to a whole nother level. So y'all stand by. But now, this show, we really focus on what's going on overseas in Europe. Now, the second part of the show is called Esau is on 4 fronts. So I'm going to briefly go into each front. We've been covering one. The first front is the Ukrainian front. So why is this so important? Yes. Pull up a map. I'm going to show you how strategic Esau is. Pull up a map of Russia, if you would, and then I want you to pull up a map of China. I'm going to start with Russia, and I'm going to show you what Esau is doing. He is playing a game. He is playing a global positioning game for resources and military strike points is exactly what he's doing. It's anybody that understands military strategy, you can see what he's doing and before he does it, okay? Now, get me the first one, that map, if you can. All right. Watch this, y'all. Y'all, we gonna show you something. We gonna prove to you. Now, I finally got the link to RT News, which I couldn't get before. I had a brother send me from Austria, so I was able to get into it. Now, shout out to the brother. I forget the brother's name. He's in his late 50s out in Austria. Shout out to that brother. You know, just, hey, you stay in the spirit too, okay? Get me the map of, is that Russia? Okay. Okay. Now, so if we go over and we can look, we're going to look at, if you think of a clock, when you hear guys say, look at your 9 o'clock, your Moscow's 9, your north is the Arctic Ocean is pretty much your 12, your 3 o'clock is your Japan, Mongolia is your 6, right? Now, when you look at 9 o'clock or to your far left, you can see Moscow, which is almost all the way to the east. It is, I think, it is the most populated city, and it is the capital of Moscow, right? I mean, of Russia, pardon me. If you look at the gray area immediately to the left, that's called the Ukraine. That is where the front we're going to talk about first. That's that front. Now, I want us to look. China is that small? I want you, if we can go get a map of China. Russia is just huge, man. Russia is just gigantic. It's the largest country by far. Now we're going to look at the map of China. China is also a very large country. So I'm going to show you the next two fronts. And there's a lot going on, and I'm going to show you something that it is so strategic. He's trying to create an issue that's not even there. So while we wait, I want you to pull up the video. It is the dirty bomb intel Russia now has. This is that brother that is out of Austria. I'm going to use some of the stuff he sends me is some of the stuff I'm going to use. And I appreciate that man sending me that the information. And I screen it first. I'm not going to put any crazy stuff that you send me up here. But if it's good, I'm going to use it. You send me a lot of good stuff. Let's play that. It says Russia, the dirty bomb intel Russia has. Now, this is something you're not. You want me to send this to you? Do you have this one? The dirty bomb intel from Yakub Nehemiah. Jacob, all right? Now, I used to be on RT News, but they banned us over here in this country. So there was, I guess they was able to figure out, and I was able to get this link. So all praise to the Lord. Probably shouldn't have said that. Watch this. BitChute. You got it? Okay. I'm just going to forward it right to you right now, just so you have it. So we're not. You got it? Okay. Now, watch this. This is a platform that I guess they rebranded RT News, because RT News, we used to always watch that, and you can't get it here in this country. So, all right. So now he's in look like Kevlar gear. All right. Dirty bomb threat. Now, it says Moscow warns Kyiv may use a dirty bomb in a false flag operation. Dirty bomb threat. Let's see what this is talking about. Play.
News agency claims to have a source that revealed the Kiev regime has already completed technical preparations for a provocation with a dirty bomb. According to their news release, specialists from the Ukrainian rocket manufacturer Yuzhmash have prepared a replica of a Russian Iskander missile, which will be filled with radioactive material.
Stop. You hear that? So they're going to take a Russian missile shell and blame that Russia shot it and fill it with radioactive. So that, what would that allow them to do? They tried to attempt to shoot radioactive material. That is a direct attack, and if it's shot at the Ukraine, and they do not Ukraine, if it's a nuclear weapon, now NATO can say whether they declare it, and now they can launch a full-scale strike on Russia. this is what intel. Russia's not stupid. They got the KGB. They got people in all these governments as well looking and probing, and they send stuff back to, not Gorbachev, the other guy, Putin, right? Because Gorbachev is what we used to hear as kids all the time. He had a little funny red thing on him, on his birthmark. Play.
Step in the provocation will be Ukraine allegedly intercepting the rocket over the exclusion zone of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant and announcing that it was Russia that launched it.
So what they're saying is they're going to act like we stopped this Russian missile coming, that it almost hit our nuclear power plant. And what that is doing, that's the same stuff that they did with all the history. They lie. They create false things and false reports, and then they go at just attack countries and just take things.
If people did a halfway decent look into the Russian artillery, they would already know that the United States has one of the best missile defense systems on planet Earth. And they admitted that the weapons that Russia has now, they can't stop it. They got hypersonic missiles. The U.S. can't stop those. So how is the Ukraine going to miraculously stop an attack like that? It's impossible.
That's the war. That's the way that they're waging war is they have to use deception. Just like the deception they used in the expansion of NATO. I mean, they've got it on record that they have signed a treaty that they will not go in 1991. They will not encroach. And now they're all around Russia. Mongolia should have never been affiliated. All these other countries should have never been affiliated according to what they made promises. So you think Russia is now going to think that this probably is going on. Now, there are troops, there are mercs over there. There's a video called from BitChute. It says, American grunts running from a fight. Now, this looks to be real. And these are definitely Americans. There's different races of Americans, but there are mercenaries, whether they are paid or whether they're actually small units that are on missions over there. And here is a video that you're never going to see this. You'll never see it. Now, could this be made up? It could be staged. Well, possibly, but what if it's true? And that's the thing. That's why you're not going to see these things. They make it believe that the U.S. just sends training and weapons and that's it. Okay, let's look at this.
That's just a cut, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yep.
Can you think okay?
Can drive?
So I'm that's a flesh wound. He's bleeding. If it was really that bad, he couldn't be cognizant enough to drive. So he's hit. He probably got hit with shrapnel. Something blew up, cut him real good. He's bleeding. They're in a private car. Let's watch the video. Let's see if they got Ukrainian voices, that they have Russian voices, and let's see what's going on. Play on.
I think okay. My head's fine.
All right, brother.
We're not visual. Good? Yeah, I'm good, guys.
All right.
It just fucking hurts.
I got
How
you.
deep is it? Can you see it?
It's not deep, man. It's skin.
Is it still dripping? It's all right.
No, it's not dripping anymore.
Oh, dude, get a fucking picture of this.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, fuck, dude. Dude, look at my fucking neck. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good.
These are definitely not Ukrainians, because that's how the culture in America. Dude, look at my neck, dude. These are American. These are U.S. citizens. They're over there either private now. It shows a picture of, now Army guys wear that. You wear the I think all U.S. does it now. The flags that get Velcro to your BTUs. Watch what you're going to see here. If you look close.
It's good. Come on, let's go. Get in the fucking vehicle. Here he comes. Let's go.
Kevin, let's go.
Don't make the noise.
Yeah, don't make noise.
Kevin, get it. Hurry up.
Let's go.
Close it. Just close it. Go. Fuck. Easy.
You're good, man.
Okay, pause. I think that's a Czechoslovakian. I mean, that's a Ukrainian flag right there. But, maybe not. Play on.
All right, I got left. You get right.
Let's go.
Fucking rifle. Yeah, all right. I got.
Hey, rifle here. Take this.
Yep. Hey, nice and easy, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't fuck this up.
Copy.
All right, man.
I'll put on my iPad in my back.
Damn. Is that it? there was an. I'm telling you, is that if that's it? I thought I saw one. That could be wrong. Okay. Okay. And if they are for the European Union, Europeans don't talk like that. Those are Americans. They might be in a European coalition force, but those are people
That's
from
an
France. They'll say,
American
dude, fucking dude.
That's an IR American flag right there.
That is
Okay.
an American
Now,
flag.
okay.
Infrared American
Right there.
flag.
Okay.
I got a
So
bunch
we
of
got a former Army guy. That's an IR. What does that mean?
Infrared.
Infrared. Is that a part of the soldier's uniform?
They give you that one so they can see you in the dark when they're trying to recover you.
They give you that so if they have to recover your body or if they have to recover you in a place, they can find you.
Yes.
So that is, we're just showing you. We're showing you that this is what's going on in the Ukraine. Why are we not? Because guess what? They don't want you to see this. Now.
That's a U.S. issue right there.
Right. Right. Yes. Yes. I thought that. Yeah. But again, he might be, and it's the other thing. So that dude that's talking, none of them got Ukraine accents. So do you see that they could take members of the U.S. military and put a damn Ukrainian flag over there? How do we know that's not happening right now? They got the weapons, they got bombs, they got anti-tank and all type of weaponry. How do you know that? And Americans are not fighting right now there. Well, here's some of the proof. Okay, now, again, this is a video. We're freedom of speech. We're showing you something that most other are not going to report to you right now. This is one front. I want to go to the next front. I'm going to fly through this. Go to the video where the Russia and Iran strengthen trade and economic cooperation under sanctions pressure. It is. I can send it to you right now. It's a quick video. I think it's like 20 seconds. Let me just forward it to you real quick. Huh? No, I gotta cover one more thing. So there's something in the news right now, and I want to see if people can. I want people to think. Why do you think there's a push to say that Iran wants to attack Saudi Arabia? I want you to really think about that. Saudi Arabia is a member of OPEC. The United States did not like Saudi Arabia's position, what they did with the oil market, right? And they changed the relationship, right? Basically, the U.S. is like, you need to play by our rules. This is going to show you if they make up a lie or create intel that Iran is going to attack their brother and fellow Arabs, but Iran is about to make some ties and connections with Russia. Well, I need to play people against each other. Y'all got to see what this man, this devil is a beast. And that's why he's on four fronts. So all this stuff you see what's going on, our brothers getting, the Lord is behind the scenes allowing Esau to put all these positions. And I'm going to show you something in the middle. A lot of these EU, I'm telling you, they're going to break apart. It's going to break apart soon. This wind is coming. They're breaking up. I got Germany about to break apart. Play, or it's a short video. So these are Iranians with Russians. Iranians with Russians. I just want you to see that. And I want to, if I could read, could you put that feed up, or I can just read it myself? Russia and Iran strengthen trade and economic cooperation under sanctions pressure. In the first 8 months of 2022, trade turnover between Russia and Iran increased 36.4% and is approaching $4 billion. Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak said, opening up a meeting of the two countries' intergovernmental commission in Grozny. So, why would Iran attack Saudi Arabia? Well, this is the reason why. Because we got U.S. fighter jets in Saudi Arabia, which means by default we have a military base here, whether or not we're announcing it or not. Now, get the next article. It's amazing. I'm telling you, this is how you know that she is the whore that sits on many waters. She's everywhere. There's more U.S. Army bases than any other branch of service. There's more U.S. Army bases. I'll give you perspective. India is a country that's huge. China is a country that's huge. Russia is a country that's... How many military bases Russia have in North, Central, and South America? How many China got? How is the U.S. in South Korea, Taiwan, the Philippines, Saudi Arabia, Israel, Germany, Switzerland, Alaska, Hawaii, everywhere? This is why we can't fight this man. We have to stay in this. Our God is going to fight. He's going to destroy this man. That's where your faith comes in. This is why you can't deal with this guy. He's a gangster on such a high level. But God is going to break him down. And we're starting to see it. I want to get, where was I just at? Yes. So the next article is with, it is CNN. U.S. and Saudi Arabia concerned that Iran may be planning an attack on energy infrastructure. That doesn't make any damn sense. Well, it makes a lot of sense if you're trying to create intel that's saying that's going to happen. Why? Now you have to defend Saudi Arabia. Now in your defense of Saudi Arabia, aren't they beholden to follow your policies? Do you see how the U.S. moves? That's a gangster move. They're the real gangsters. They're the real gangsters of the earth, okay? Esau is the gangster of the earth, okay? Now, U.S. concerned about Iranian threats, and that's a threat. Anybody can make something up like that, okay? A threat. Now, is these threats substantiated? But it's making the news. Who controls the news? Scroll down. By Steve Holland.
Yeah, because one of their Saudi leaders is in bed with the U.S., but a few other ones, you played the video last week,
Right.
the ones that's coming up after him is like, look, if you threaten our way of life and our kingdom,
That's right.
we will retaliate.
Remember, the Iranians, now I know they may look a little different. Iranians and Saudi Arabians come from the same family line. They are brothers. They come from the line of 12 princes of Ishmael. They are the Arabians or Arabs, whatever you want to call it. They are brothers. And they are going to stand in the end together because the Bible says so, and the prophet Ezra prophesied that would happen. Now, we almost done. Y'all, I know it's late. Read that, please.
Washington, November 1st, Reuters. The United States is concerned about threats from Iran against Saudi Arabia.
Now, why isn't Saudi Arabia concerned? Why is the U.S. in everybody's business concerned about? Because they control everything that goes on in the friggin' earth. That's why. And there's one thing that they don't understand is that God is working on Putin's heart. God is going to use this guy to say, no, we're not going to stand with you. And then all these things are going to create, and we're going to see this war. The war has already started. I got another article. Read on.
And will not hesitate to respond if necessary, a White House spokesperson said on Tuesday.
Come on.
We are concerned about the threat picture. Excuse me. And we remain in constant contact through military and intelligence channels with the Saudis.
What are some of these military channels? They have military bases where they park their multi-million and billion-dollar fighter jets. It's going to tell you. Read on.
Said the spokesperson from the National Security Council. We will not hesitate to act in the defense of our interests and partners in the region.
So they're saying, look, Saudi Arabia is being threatened. We have no problem with defending our interest over there. Who the hell are you? They run Saudi Arabia. I'm telling you, they run the world. Play on.
The official spoke after the Wall Street Journal reported that Saudi Arabia has shared intelligence with the United States, warning of an imminent attack from Iran on targets in the kingdom.
What they do is they have the CIA and other. They'll go and infiltrate Iran, acting like it's coming from them, all the while staging the whole thing, creating all of it, just like they create treaties and they break treaties. They have the same history with the Native Americans here. It's the same doggone spirit. Play on.
The Saudi government media office did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment.
Now scroll down. I want you to get to the point where it goes about the fighters. Please say this is scroll down. Scroll down. Wait a minute, hold up. No, it's got to be here. Oh, come on. Maybe I put it on the wrong one. Hold up. Is that the one? Is it? No, I think I might have put the wrong one up. I'm going to read something. Now, this is from U.S. and Saudi Arabia concerned that Iran may be. I'm going to read it because I posted the wrong one. My apologies. So this is from CNN Politics. U.S. and Saudi Arabia concerned that Iran. If you can find CNN Politics, if not, I'll send it to you right now. I thought I posted it. My apologies. So, I'm going to send it to you right now. Precept, because, okay. So, U.S. and Saudi, now, this is the point. Remember it said military channels. Now I'm going to prove it, right? You want to hear from the white man himself, CNN. Let's scroll down where it says, the second paragraph, a Saudi official.
A Saudi official told CNN that the Saudi Arabians shared intelligence of a possible attack with the U.S., but the source did not give any specifics.
Right. So the source, who's the source? Again, watch this.
A second U.S. official said U.S. F-22 fighter jets already in Saudi Arabia are available to counter any threats.
Read it again.
A second U.S. official said U.S. F-22 fighter jets already in Saudi Arabia are available to counter any threats.
You do not leave an F-22 in a country unless you can secure it. They have a military base there. They're ready to rock right there. They are in Saudi Arabia. That's why they can make and talk like that. This I'm showing y'all that this is the whore that sits on many waters. This is Babylon the Great. This is the mother of all harlots and abominable wickedness. Now, that was that front. I got one more front to show you. Two more fronts. I'm sorry. Well, I'm 15 minutes over. Go to North. Give me a map of North Korea and a map of Taiwan, and I'm going to call it right after this. So now we showed you about the front of the Ukraine. We showed you about Saudi Arabia and how they're trying to pit one against the other so they can defend it. And then guess what? Now they're the hero that defended Saudi Arabia, and now they can get control of the policy and influence their decision-making in OPEC to try to sway it to meet America's agenda, U.S. agenda, right? Now we're going to show you the fronts where they're trying to do the same thing to Russia they're trying to do to China. The peninsula of the Korean Peninsula in Taiwan are key maritime, key positions militarily for the U.S. to get. It's very important that they stay on the bottom of the peninsula and they stay on that island. And this is why they're doing what they're doing. Put up the map of, we're getting tired, brothers. I know it's late. So when we look at this peninsula, this is North Korea, which you see there, right? South Korea, it's like a big, giant Florida. See how that sticks out? Maybe it's not even as big as Florida. That peninsula is very, very key because of the waterways, okay? And look directly above North Korea. That's China. So the U.S. is in Japan, which is not too far away. They're in South Korea, which is just that little slit away from China. Now, recently, they just had the largest joint military exercise they've had in 5 years with over 240 warships and planes. And they're complaining that Kim Jong fired 23 missiles. They had 240 military, the biggest in 5 years. Of course, look how close they were. And they named it, give me that article. Give me that article. I'm showing you this is what's going on in the background. The U.S., I'm telling you, they're preparing for all out. And Kim Jong, he not having it. The article is about North Korea. Did I send that? Please send that. Come on. Yes. There's a, when you go to the Korea, it is, and you can't find anything about it. I kept searching articles and searching videos. You get East Indian news and you get other ones, but this did happen. So type in YouTube, South Korea, U.S. largest joint air exercise in 5 years. And then the other one is from the U.S. and South Korea conduct both. I'm going to send them again just so you have them. Okay, send. I'm just sending the same ones again to Precept upon Precept, just so you have them. She's East Indian? Let me see. So the one I just posted on Precept, it says South Korea, U.S. largest. Play this one for now while y'all get that other one. And this is
the South Korean military says North Korea has fired at least 10 missiles, one ballistic weapon flying across their maritime border for the first time. Air raid sirens sounded on a remote island.
Show you how this is so damn one-sided. All they do is give the reaction of North Korea and said they fired 23 missiles. They just had, hours and a day before, the largest joint exercise where you can see them on the beach staging with friggin' all different type of air beach assault vehicles, okay? With the American flag and the South Korean flag. The largest joint military exercise in 5 years. Of course the guys is worried about what's going to happen. 23 missiles or 240 warships and jets and amphibious friggin' terrain vehicles. Give me that article, please. All of this is going on with Kyrie and Kanye, all of that. Esau behind the scenes doing things that are major, okay? It's very short. Not showing. You can scroll down. Okay. So real quick, pause. So this happened. Why is this not all over the news? Why do they show after this happened? This happened for days. Now they focus on 23 missiles. By the way, every single one of the missiles that Kim Jong shot all hit in international waters. They even telling themselves, no, they came close. You're so close to North Korea, you had the largest 240 military aircraft. That's aircraft. That doesn't account the amphibious assault, what do they call them? The ones that they can drive on land and they're boats as well. I forget what the hell they're called. Y'all know what it is. Play. So that's now the next one. We're going to do the next one I sent you to show you this is why he did that. So again, what are you preparing for? You're preparing because he's a nuclear threat. You need to subdue that threat. Why? Because North Korea and China, they're standing together, and they're standing with Russia. The U.S. is spreading itself up for a strategic front. And this is what's going on right now. This is the last one we're going to close out. I know everybody's tired. We had a long day. I understand that. Y'all stay with us at home.
Conducting their largest military air drills in over 5 years. Officials say that the exercises, known as Vigilant Storm, will include...
And so what Kim Jong said is like, hold up. Y'all did the same thing in Iraq, and you called it Desert Storm. You and my literally 80 miles south of me with the largest joint exercise with the United States, and you worried about me shooting test missiles? This happened before. Why is this not being reported? Why? Because the media tells you what you want to hear. They want you to hear. Y'all got to look at other news sources. Let's let him say, come on.
Officials say that the exercises, known as Vigilant Storm, will include almost 250 advanced fighters simulating 24 hours of mock attacks. The drills come as North Korea has conducted a record number of ballistic missile tests so far this year. Pyongyang insists that the joint exercises are proof of hostile policies by the U.S. and South Korea, but Washington says the drills are needed to counter threats from the North.
All right, so that was it, y'all. Just to understand, and then the last one, I want you to get the map of Taiwan. And I am going to, that last article about Taiwan, which is, if you do not have it, I will forward it to you. Thanks for staying with us, y'all. Taiwan is, where'd it go? I don't even have that one. Taiwan. Anyways, why? Let's check this out. So, Taiwan is a fairly large island, and it is off the coast of China. My question to y'all at home, what does Taiwan have that everybody else, including the U.S., has, and they got more than everybody by incredible? What do they have? Microchips. Now, pull up microchips in Taiwan. 65% of all microchips and over 3/4 of the advanced micro come out of Taiwan. So why do you think the U.S. is setting up a democracy over there right now? They are a U.S. territory, whether they say it or not. And China has talks about re-annexing Taiwan, and there's a whole protest that are going on. Yeah. It's hot in here, man. Everybody moving around. Here, go right here. I'll read this. Some 70% of the world's microchips, also known as semiconductors, are made in Taiwan and South Korea. Maybe that's why the U.S. is over there. Maybe that's why the U.S. is doing joint exercises. Late last year, the Trump, but it's mostly in Taiwan, Trump administration blacklisted dozens of Chinese companies, including the communist nation's top chip maker. The aim was to cut out use TikTok. So the point is, these chips that are used for cars, weaponry systems, generators, many different things come out of Taiwan. The U.S. has interest over there. That's why they control policy. And also, isn't it a convenient strike point and launch point to get at China? You damn straight. All of these things, you got to pay attention. These are what's going on. So the Lord's mustering the battle. It's late, y'all. Thanks for staying with us. Y'all follow, listen. IUIC's position is this. The things that Brother Ye, the things that Kyrie, Irving say that are biblical, we're going to stand behind it. We don't back other things that they might go into because we don't share the same. If they deal with the Greekish fashions, if some of them might not have wives and they might deal with other things, we don't care about that. Well, we want them to repent. What we care about is they're bringing out that we are the Israelites. We must repent. The real Jews are black. The Jewish man that calls himself as a Jew, he's not the biblical Jew. He's not an Israelite that the Bible speaks. These are facts. And no, nothing you can't be anti-Semitic if you're Chinese, okay? And that's like the Chinese saying, anything you say you criticize as Chinese, you're anti-Semitic. So why does the Jewish man get to do that? Because he controls media. He can lynch you in public. He can destroy you in acts of violence to you like he's doing right now, like he did to Nick Cannon, like he did to these other black men that just said some statements that they deemed as anti-Semitic. That just goes to prove our point. So with that, brothers, and I know I talked almost the whole damn night. I had to come out like this. Anything else that we might have forgot?
Yeah, real quick, just to talk about the basketball thing.
Yes.
Let's see what Esau's basketball system looks like without Negroes.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Just in case, you know, they don't understand that black people are the salt of the earth.
Really think about what you just said is absolutely amazing. The entertainment business without black folks, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, without these sports stars, without actors, you don't have, like you said, the flavor. You don't have the things that make things great.
This is what you have.
This is what you have.
Nut to butt, Look, this is a basketball team. This is the basketball team. Oh, and by the way, Jewish people were the first basketball players.
Wow.
Hey, the guy that owned the Harlem Globetrotters, he was Jewish. So,
y'all, listen.
That's the NBA without the black.
Y'all, listen. Just send up prayers that our brothers be strong and that the Lord have mercy and shield these brothers out there, and understand that we living in some tough times. And if you think they're not going to come after some of us, they are. All right, they some of you, they know who you are. It's your job. Okay, we ride on the Lord's mercies and just try to just be upright. You know, they're upright in everything you can, and pray for the destruction. Pray for the mercies from your enemies, but ultimately pray that the Lord speed up the time. He seal his elect, and the Lord come back and with fire and vengeance and destroy all our enemies. So. With that, brothers, sisters, thank you for tuning in. Hey, shout out to the brother in Austria. Thanks for those feeds. Y'all, brothers, we're not going to get to Zoom. We didn't get to Zoom tonight. It was a crammed-in show. But thank you for those of you who give encouragement in your comments. I know late shows, a lot of people don't like to stay up for late shows, but we appreciate your support. We really do. And any ideas that you have for shows, let us know. I'm going to keep taking brothers who send us stuff. I'll screen it first. If it's good, we're gonna set it up. Some of these things that you cannot get, I could not find this in media. Some stuff that Europeans can get we can't find. So if you can help us find things, you know. So with that, we're precept upon precept, and with that we say,
Shalom.
Shalom, Israel.